What up everyone, it's your girl Lexi and we're back with another video. This one's a story time. I'm giving you guys a little get to know me video, you know, that way you guys know who's reviewing the shows, you know, the backstory behind the queen here with a K, not a Q, a K. Let's get into it. So you guys, this is set back when I was going into grade 8. But I might go back and forth a little bit because the backstory is a little bit way farther before grade 8. Anyways, your girl had seizures, had epilepsy. She went through it for years, from she was 2, maybe 3 years old, all the way to when she was 13, okay, 12, 13 years old. Let me tell you why. I don't know how in the world that your girl had seizures or got seizures, or what your girl was stressed about, or what she was doing at 2 to 3 years old, but I did. I started having seizures at around that age, 2 to 3 years old, and honestly, it was torture. It was torture. Reason why is like, there's no reason for having epilepsy. There's no reason why it was honestly, it was torture because of the feeling of being an outcast, the feeling of being, what's the word? Like, weird. The feeling of being, you know, not normal. You know, all that type of stuff. Where I'm watching shows where these girls are all normal, happy-go-lucky, you know, all that kind of stuff. Yes. Certain TV shows, yes, they made me feel like I was the weird one, and plus I was the only girl in my family. Well, my mom and dad, only girl, 2 older brothers, you know, and they had normal lives in their own ways, and I was the only one that was the one having the seizures. So your girl was tired and she just couldn't deal with it no more. So there are different types of seizures, okay? I'm gonna get my phone because I don't know all the seizures, but bear with me. So there are different types. Alright, so there are different types of seizures. Now you can go on epilepsy.com and research all you need to know about seizures, you know, epilepsy, all that kind of stuff. Because if you know anyone that has it and you're wondering how you can help or try and support them or make them feel, you know, not weird, honestly, the best thing I can tell you is to treat them like a person, not because they have epilepsy or because they don't know when they're gonna come and pop up. Or even the people that have a child or someone in their life that has epilepsy, don't treat them any differently. Treat them like your other friends. That's what I keep telling everybody, because I was treated as a friend and I didn't feel any less, any more, like, you know, like I felt like normal in that sense. So I'm letting you guys know, make sure you treat everyone like you would treat everybody else. All equal, all equal. So I'm crossing my legs and so there are different types of seizures. Now if you go on epilepsy.com, there are many types. There's one that's called the onset or beginning of a seizure, right? It was where the seizure starts, right, in the brain, which tells a lot about what may occur during it. There is, I'm going to give you the short version, like maybe the one-line sentences. And there is also a person's level of awareness during a seizure. These are like maybe examples of like what's happening during a seizure or an epileptic attack. Because honestly, certain people don't know. So whether the person's aware or not tells a lot about the type of seizure that they're having. Okay, so they could be having, let's say a focal seizure, right? Where I'll explain that in a bit. Let's say they're having a focal seizure, one that they're aware of. They know what's going on. They know what's happening. They know where they're at, all that kind of stuff. Or one that has, you know, a non-awareness, so they just automatically don't know where they are. They get tired so quickly, like after the seizure. Yeah. So all that. The last one they said is whether movements happen during seizures. So Seizures can also described by whether motor symptoms occur. When no motor symptoms happen, it can be called non-motor seizure. So if you go on epilepsy.com or the Canadian Epileptic Foundation, you can find out so much more about epilepsy and all that kind of stuff. So I'm creating awareness about epilepsy, and that way you guys know as well, because this story time is personal to me. I've been through it, and let's just say it was never pretty. Now I'm gonna take you to the seizures. There are 3 major groups of seizures. Okay, there's one. I'm gonna put it on screen too. Generalized onset seizures. These seizures, both. Okay, I'm see at my phone. I'm see all that at my phone. All right. So these seizures affect both sides of the brain. So both sides, your left and your right, or groups of cells on both sides of the brain at the same time. This term was used before and still includes seizure types like tonic-clonic, absence, or atonic, to name a few. I don't know those ones, so I'm not gonna get too in depth with this seizure talk right now, but it's a part of the story. Now I'm gonna give you the focal seizure. Okay, so there's 2 types now. There's 2 types of focal seizures. Now, the term focal is used instead of partial to be more accurate when talking about the seizures to begin with. So that's what focal means. So there's only one part, which means basically only one part of your brain may have that part where it has the seizures, right? So, okay, sorry. So, here, one focal seizure is onset awareness seizure. Now, when a person is awake and aware during a seizure, so if they're awake and they're aware, it's called a focal aware seizure. So this seizure used to be called a complex partial seizure. Ugh. Excuse me, I can't talk sometimes. This word is like. Now, the second one is the focal onset impaired awareness. Okay, now follow me. I'm putting the words here as well, and also make sure you check the link, well, the description box below. I'll put all information that epilepsy.com or the Foundation of Epilepsy Canada has in the description box below, so don't worry. Okay, so focal onset impaired awareness seizures are when a person is confused or their awareness is affected in some way during the focal seizure. Now, it's called focal impaired awareness seizure. That used to be called complex partial seizure. Again, there's 2 types of them. Now, you have a really good gist of what I'm talking about. The last one is called the unknown onset seizure. You guys, it takes a lot out of me, okay? When the beginning of a seizure is not known, it's now called the unknown onset seizure. A seizure could also be called an unknown onset if not witnessed or seen by anyone. For example, when a seizure happens at night or a person lives alone. As more information is learned, an unknown onset seizure may later be diagnosed as a focal or generalized seizure. So as soon as you go to your doctor, or your neurologist or anyone that has any one of those, well, people have doctors anyway. So you go to the doctor and you tell them about all your symptoms and what you're going through, they can generalize what type of seizure you're having or epileptic attack, as I say. Now, I'm not gonna go too in depth. I will leave the link in the description box below for both websites, so you guys can have more information on epilepsy, seizures. You know why I'm giving you guys information about seizures is because it's very crucial to the story. Now, as I told you before, I began having seizures, epilepsy, from the ages of 2, maybe 3 to up to 12 to 13 years old. Now, listen to this. I have had them for years beforehand, and I'm now 11 years free. Thank God. Please like this video. Thank God for that. I pray for many people that do have epilepsy still. I pray for them all the time, because not everyone can have the access others have, like I have. Now, I'm in Canada. I used to go to the sick kids hospital. Hey, sick kids, I miss you guys. I graduated from 19. So now this is what happened. As soon as I kept going to sick kids, every year they schedule me. Every freaking year they schedule me because they need to see where I'm at with my seizures, where I'm at with how I'm feeling with the medication. Yes, I took medication for these seizures because I would never know when they're gonna come. I would never know. Like, if maybe sometimes I'll feel something going on inside and I'll have to stop myself on probably the side of the lockers in my school, or maybe on the couch and let myself have it. But most of the time I never knew when it was coming. Sometimes it would come out of the blue. It would freak me the heck out, trust me. Like, it was such a negative impact on my life, but at the same time it was a positive because I'm a lot stronger now. As you can see, ooh, let me fix myself. Ooh, there we go. As you can see, now, seizures are not fun. They're not. They're just not. Like, you don't know if you don't know if you'll live or you'll die through a seizure. You just never know. That was my mindset when I was a kid. I was tired of it. I just couldn't deal with it no more. And the fact that I was called retarded, I was called so much words, so much stuff. Excuse me, shouldn't be saying the R word. I was called the R word. I was called the R word. If you know what the R word is, then you know. I was called so much stuff when I was just a kid, and I was trying my best to be. I wanted people to accept me, like I wanted people to be like, she's normal, she's this, she's that, she's energetic, she's very outgoing, she's wonky, she's silly, she's having fun with her life. But yet, especially in my family too, like, it's kind of weird because I felt like a burden. I felt like a burden on people because I've had these seizures. I've had this stuff going on for a long time. I always thought, hey, why am I around these people when I feel like I'm a burden around them? Because they would never know either when I was gonna have one. I would freak them out, and it's not something I could have like control over. It was something that I couldn't control at all. So I say this because that made me feel really sad at a low point. People saw me as happy, energetic, outgoing, but also people that are like kids that are that too as well could be sad, and you just never know. So I hid my sadness through happiness because I want to make others happy so they can accept me. I wanted to be accepted so badly from all my cousins. I wanted to be accepted from my brothers. I want to be accepted from people. That's how I thought. And then, I grew up. Now I don't care. Your girl don't care anymore. If you don't like me for me, then you can get the step in, Brampton, Canada. And I walked, like I literally live like 5 minutes away, maybe 5-10 minutes, but depending on how you walk, away from an elementary school that I went to, grade school that I went to, right? And I'd walk. I don't want to take no bus. I don't want no rides. I want to be able to get the fresh air and walk to school. Unless it's winter, and then be like, Mom, can you drive me to school? That's the only time I ever would not walk to school if it's winter. No, because I felt too much on my butt. Okay? Too much on my butt to be like, no, the winter here sucks. Anyways, so when going to school was rough because I never know when I'd have the seizures, and I don't want to freak out my friends, so I had to be very careful around them. And then sometimes I would try and, from what I remember, like try and fake going somewhere else to have a seizure. But most of the time, yes, my friends did witness it, and I freaked them out, and I felt so bad. Like I felt like I shouldn't have no friends. Like I don't want to keep freaking them out. I've gotten like literally like amazing friends. I had friends from grade 2 and up, and I was about 7 years old. So about grade 2, yeah. Cause my friend Sid was 17 years plus now. So Sid, I love you. But yeah, so I'd have them, and they'd be unpredictable. They'd be unpredictable, and I was just tired of it. So fast forward to middle school. I'm now in grade 7. Okay, I have a friend. She was getting bullied by some guy. I don't condone bullying. I don't.